Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Daily Code Challenges. Welcome to day 28 of this Daily Code Challenges, and I'm so excited to be here. I believe you are as well. All right, so today we have a so I keep on saying very interesting coding challenge and all that. All right, so let's see what we have for today. Okay, so I'm simply going to close this and day 27. All right. And then I also zoom this in a little. Okay, so let's see what the challenge is all about. All right, has three vowels, right? It says write a function has three vowels that accept a string as an argument. The function should return a boolean indicating whether or not the string contains at least three different vowels, right? Okay, so what we are expected to do is to write a function that checks if the string we have has three different vowels. All right, so let's get into the code implementation. So let's take line 9 as, let's see what we have in line 9. The argument is delicious, right? So here we have one vowel, two, okay, two as well, because the instruction says at least three different vowels, emphasis on the word different. Okay, so here we have E, I, O, U. Okay, here we have more than three vowels, so it returns true. The next one is O, A, E. All right, we have three vowels, so it should return true. The next one is O and A. Okay, it returns false because here we have just two unique vowels, right? The next one is O for dog, in dog rather, we have false. Go home, O and E, two vowels, two unique vowels. Okay, so let's see how we can code this to give us the correct results. All right, so we begin by writing our function keyword, function. Then the name of the function is has three vowels. And I simply change params here to string, str. All right. So since we are going to be iterating through all the characters in the string, we use a for loop. Say for. Okay. We have let index equals 0. I simply change all my index here to I. I remove array here and turn it to string. And also I take out this line of code. All right. So that's becoming a pattern if you observe. Okay, so here, what's the next thing we want to do? We need to know what our vowels are, right? So we need to declare a variable and assign vowels as a string to it. So we say const vowel equals A, E, I, O, U. Then also let's also add uppercase vowels to A, E, I, O, U, just in case we have edge cases that involve uppercase vowels, right? So we have to put edge cases into consideration. Okay, now so we know our vowels now. Let's see what we can do. The next we want to do is we want to see the number of vowels we have in a string, right? In a string that is representing the argument. So here we say, we write a condition. We say if what now? If vowel dot includes string of I. So what we are simply saying here is that we want to check if any of the characters we are looping through, or we want to check if any of the characters present in the argument is found in the string vowel, right? And if that is true, we count it as one. And for every vowel we find, we count them as one and add all the vowels we have together, right? Okay, so here, what we are simply going to do is we want to use a count variable name and then add one to it. So we are going to come here simply and then we declared a count variable. We use the let because the value of count has to keep increasing, right? So let's say let count equals 0. All right. So having done that, the next thing we want to do is we want to say count plus plus and then be return counts. Let's save this and let's run our code. Oh, 54313. This is not what we are expecting. Okay. So we are supposed to get a boolean, right? Okay, so we are going to say count greater than 2. That means it has to be greater than 2. Or we could simply just say count greater or equal to. Yeah, you can use count greater than 2, right? So this works. This works. So let's save this. Okay, so here we have true, 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 false, true. Let's see what we are expected to have. We have true, true, false, false, false. But here we have true, 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 false, true. So we actually got two wrong, right? So there's something we are doing here that is not correct. Let's go back to the instruction again. Okay, it says the function should return a boolean indicating whether or not the string contains at least three different vowels. Okay, so here we are dealing with three different vowels, right? Not just vowels now, right? Okay, so that explains why we are having different results in our output. Okay, so to actually achieve that, what can we do to achieve that? I think we have to remove this counts. Instead of having a count here that its value increases, we are rather going to be storing up some of the letters we have here. Some of the letters we have in the string, we need to be storing them up and then finding their length to compare if their length is greater than 2 or if it's equal to 3, right? So with that said, what do we need to do? We need to remove this. Let's change this one to, because we want to have a new string now. We say new string equals empty string, right? New string equals empty string. Then what I want to do is we are going to come here and say and. Okay, here what happens here is that for every string, for every character in the string, for every vowel in the string argument that has been stored inside this new string, we want to be sure that we are not repeating that character. So what we are simply going to do is we are going to say new string dot includes string I. Then we negate this. That means that what this line means is this. We want to check for every character that is not inside this new string variable, which is an empty string. So for every character that is not found in it, we can pass it, we can add it into this new string by saying new string plus equals string I. Okay, so let me explain this again. If vowel dot include string I, this means that every character that is in the string array and also found in this vowel variable is simply a vowel, right? Then we are going to pass that into this new string by using this line 12. But if any passed in character, which is a vowel that is already existing in this string, should not be added anymore into the string, meaning that we want only unique vowels to be added into the string, and that's what this part says. It says we only want to accept any character, any vowel character that is not present in this string. That's why we have the not operator, right? Then we add it into this new string. Okay, so I'll simply come here, change count to new string, then use the dot length and then say greater than 2, or we can just say greater or equal to 3. This should work as well, right? That means that it must not be less than 3. Still the same thing as saying greater than 2. Greater than 2 simply means it must not be less than 3, right? So that's just logic. Okay, so let's save this. Let's run our code again and see if this code implementation works fine. Okay, here we have true, true, false, false, false. Let's see if that's what we are expecting. Oh, okay, here we have true, true, false, false, false as well. All right, so I think we've been able to solve this code challenge correctly, right? And man, it's tricky, right? Okay, so this is how we've been able to implement this code, and I believe there are other ways to work this out. Like initially when we started with this daily code challenges, there was this string method that we normally use, index of. So we could just say excuse me, we could just say index of, then we come here and say not equal to -1, and this should work as well. Let's try it and see. Let's just try it and see. Let's run this code. So it works well. True, true, false, 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 right? So I am just going to revert back to how it was. So I am just trying to explain that there are so many ways to achieve this, right? So this is what we have. So I'll say thanks for joining today's code challenge. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited and I wish to see you tomorrow, right? So take care of yourself, have fun, and bye.